Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Lord willing, brothers be edified. Just a few thoughts that crossed my mind today as I was doing what I do today, and I was constantly, thinking some stuff earlier, some of scriptures, or what to do, what to do a show on. But when I got back home, I was watching something on TV. It was basically just upon a commercial about people just going at their hustling and how they hustle. You hustle to make it. You go out there, give your best, and you're busting your ass. But then, Spurs but the elites don't have to hustle. See, their form of hustling is different from how the average day person deals with their situation. The average day person in their situation is they going out there doing whatever they got to do to get ends meet. Well, why these people are sitting as fat rats and watching everybody else suffer. All right, and it's all part of their ultimate agenda. See, everybody else is in a hamster wheel while they observing the hamster. All right, just like how you have, like, scientists like to take a mouse and put him in a maze and put a dessert in the middle of the maze, so to see the mouse, to see the mouse figure his way out of the maze and so forth. And this society, there's so much obstacles that's in the way of anybody making it. See, the idea of making it is what drives people. There's a concept that everybody always like to bring up about fulfilling their dreams. All right, when you fulfill your dreams, the terminology of dream is actually to be in a sleep state. So in order to fulfill a dream, you have to be asleep. All right, but they don't tell you that because they consistently keep this thing going. A couple of scriptures. When am I gonna start? Let's start with this one. I believe it's 31. Yep. Proverbs 31. Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. But here it is, you have a class of people that consistently things go their way, which we know why these things go their way. This is their world. All right. But yet you have people that's out there that's trying to be like the same people that's oppressing them. And the scriptures clearly tell you to envy not thy oppressor. Because we through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, being woken up from this truth, we could see clearly what is the outcome of the oppressor. All right, you could clearly see the outcome of it now, especially now. Before, it was unseen. All right, people, it's just a thing of like, nah, he's gonna go down. But now you start to see why he's going to go down, why the scripture says the things that they do say about him. Okay, why he's public enemy number one. Because the things that he do is all part of his massive plan. His massive plan of destruction, of keeping people oppressed, is always about keeping people in the bottom. All right. Another quick scripture, Proverbs 4, I think it's 21 or 20. Slakia. Proverbs 4, and there it is. 14. Enter not in the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So the same way you go to sleep because you work your 9 to 5 hard, they sleep. They can't sleep without bringing some mischief. This is why the game consistently changes the way it does changes, especially today. All right, I sent an ill ass video brother had put up together of this whole, this the C9er, okay, and that C9er, how they were speaking how it was gonna be so great and effective, right? And how it went from 100% all the way down to 47%, and then all of a sudden they saying that you need a booster. See, people fail to understand this is all part of the ultimate plan. There's the picture that's in hand is being played out right now is longevity. It's not an overnight thing. So everything that we've seen right now, this is hundreds of years of planning. Okay? So this man cannot sleep, he cannot think, he cannot function correctly unless he brings some sort of chaos into this world, because he is that chaotic being. He, like the scripture says, the soul that is lifted up in him is not upright. All right, because the soul that he has wasn't meant to be upright. This is his path. His path is utter destruction, while our path is life. It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Right now, today was what, January 6th. They was talking about a couple of things I saw in the local news, which, last year they made a big stink about something that they deliberately constructed, all right, in order to take more rights of the people. That's one factor. Now, I was also watching the news today, and it was basically saying here in New York City how, the whole thing of private companies have to have the people with the juice. Well, even went even tighter for people even movers, all right? People that's doing the regular hard laborious work, probably not even getting paid right, but their job is to be moving of the people. And now they got to take the juice. That if you go to a private or a residential building, apartment building, they were going to require you in order to come into that building to have that thing. So this is all part of this man's his wicked deeds, man. All right. It says, but the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. So the contrast is different. What we're doing, we're being led to the path of light, righteousness. All right. It says the way of the wicked is as darkness, and they know not and what they stumble. Because all these laws, these draconian laws where people are just participating in, all these things is going to come back and bite them in the ass. All right. All of it. Every last one of it. And they all agreed on what's going on. There was a video. Some guy went to Austria and asked the regular citizens of what do they think of people that don't got the thing. And you know those people said? They said that's good. But if they want to, one lady said if they don't enjoy movies and so forth, they should get the stuff. Another person said that's good for them that those people are being locked away. All right. Oh, well, I didn't cue it up, but it was something that's going on in the Philippines where 14, they say, 14 million people that don't have the juice, right? How those 14 million people that don't have the juice is being isolated. They're being uh, pretty much isolated from the rest of the world. Okay, so everything that's going on, where people are agreeing of these draconian laws, this is the darkness that's gonna make them stumble. All right, that's what the scripture says that real quick. It says about the vile person speak villainy. All right, that's these people, man. That's these people. These people are being led right down to the pure darkness, where it's gonna be too little, too late. Right now, everybody's being pressured, them and their children, in order to to get that thing. All right, and they are being pressured more and more every single day, and these idiots decide to do that. So, hey, this, like the scripture says, matter of fact, Sirach 12:10 says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who would pity a charmer that's bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh a wild beast?" And the point is, no one. You don't pity somebody that's actually doing sort of evil, all right, that allow the evil to happen. You don't condone that. But now these days, people are just naturally just doing these things. They're allowing this to happen. Why? Because their defenses are down, and ultimately they've been blinded. All right. Scriptures clearly tells you the blind lead the blind. They both fall in the ditch. It's not just talking about Israelites. It's talking about all people. All right. Matter of fact, Isaiah 60:2, it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people." And gross darkness has covered these people. All right. That's why when they stumble, they're gonna stumble. They're gonna fall. The reasoning why people, one of the main things I love to bring out, because it makes more sense to me more and more every day, why the scripture says in Isaiah 65th chapter that the servants of the Lord shall eat. Not that part, is the way it's been said. All right, how the Lord is basically saying that all these people, and when that time comes, they're gonna starve to death. They're gonna suffer great suffering. Why? Because their action now is gonna lead them to do certain things. Now they braggadocious. They feel that they're better than everybody else. All right, because they're being led to believe this thing. And those that's in the back or sitting back watching and everything, they're observing everything. And what do they doing? They just chopping at the bits of what's going on. The scriptures clearly tells you. Matter of fact, Matthew's, I'm sorry, 24:12. It says, "Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." So we living in a time where people are waxing cold and colder by the moment. But all these things are happening because the elites are passing these unrighteous laws, has made the people of the world more wicked than than ever. All right, pushing wickedness. And since they are pushing the wickedness, these people are reacting, and they're beast mode thoughts, man. So these people are slowly but for surely are not gonna show no mercy when the time comes, man. So we living in some times, some serious times. So it was something that just crossed my mind real quick through the spirit. How the elites, they can't stop. They can't stop. They won't stop doing the things that they're doing. Because it's in them to do the things that they're doing. All right? And they're going to keep pushing the envelope and see how far they can go. And these idiots out there, they're going to accept it. Matter of fact, real quick, I'll probably end it off on this. I had no idea what I was going to bring up. Second, Sirach 10. I saw that too. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Because why? They lead by example. When you see people that believe in riches and they getting away with basically scot-free murder, all right, it's not about your characteristics or anything of that sort. It's about how much money that your bank account has, how much materialistic things that you have. When you see those things on television, you see what's being led. Then you turn around and find out these same people that's showing you how they got rich. They're rich. They don't go to school for it. They just get it from their fathers. So they get it from their fathers, and the secrets of them are starting to come out more and more. That they're, 1, pedophiles, 2, witches, warlocks, 3, homosexuals. Then you see why the people act the way they act and they do the things that they do. It doesn't shock the average person anymore to hear these things. Before, when you hear something vile and disgusting, people will refrain from these things. But now they easily accept it. Why? Because the leaders of the people are wicked as all hell. All right? It's verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So the unwise king is Esau Edom. All right? He is the unwise king that's destroying the people. And it's clear as day from the fake, you know what going on with all the hospitals and saying that the hospitals are being backed up and this, that, to the third, using fear as a whole model. People walking around could be in the streets by themselves, nobody around them, still putting a mask on. All right, showing how dumb these people are, but the people are just following what their rulers are saying. It says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. In due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that's why the nation of Israel got next. All right? Because we living in that transitional power. That transitional power is one rulership going to another, which I'm going to just jump down to the point. Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches are gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? So, because of all these acts, the rulership, the people that's in rulership now, are going to lose the power that's been given to them. All right? And it's going to give it to people that can do the job and do the job right. That's why the scripture says in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. It's so bad now that the average person don't even know that they're mourning. That's how doped up these people are. Okay? And all the ways this man got his power is by rape, robbery, and murder. So you reap what you sow, man. You reap what you sow. So with that, it was something real quick through the spirit. Matter of fact, let me just finish it off. Why is the earth and ash proud? Men, because everybody comes from the ground, right? Well, guess what? A lot of people is gonna be burnt. They're gonna become ash. There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Covetous meaning to take somebody else's stuff. That's the the vile pieces of shit of the world. All right, somebody that steals somebody else's stuff. For such and one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he carries away. He cast away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And that disease, that cancer of the earth is Esau Edom. That's about to be cut off forever. So with that being said, something real quick to the spirit. Shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.